Clashers! Today we are analyzing the Snake Bracelet, the Barbarian King's new equipment. Is it a must-have upgrade or a niche pick? We'll break down its stats, optimal upgrade level, and how it compares with other cool equipments like Earthquake Boot and Spiky Ball. Let's get started. The Snake Bracelet is a passive equipment, meaning it doesn't need to be activated. Instead, it continuously spawns snakes during battle. Individually, these snakes might not seem like a big deal, but when they swarm in numbers, they can be a real threat. Alongside the snake spawns, the bracelet also provides buffs to the king, which improve with every upgrade level. At level 1, the snake bracelet starts small. It gives the king an extra 10 DPS, which is like having a free level 1 giant attacking alongside the king. It also adds 150 HP, roughly the amount of level 1 balloon would take before the king starts absorbing the damage. The attack speed also increases by 1%, which isn't much when you consider a level 1 haste spell gives a 28% boost. The snakes that spawn at level 1 are also quite weak with 260 HP, similar to a level 1 Hog Rider, and 32 DPS, close to a Town Hall 11 level 8 Barbarian. Their movement speed is 24, identical to an archer, and they can also jump over walls. At max level, the snake bracelet becomes much more stronger, with the king's DPS boost increases to 75, which is compared to a level 1 baby dragon. King also gets a massive HP pool boost of 4050. That's as high as a level 1 Dragon Rider, one of the highest HP troop in the game. The king also gains a 10% speed boost, making his attacks much faster. The snakes also reach level 10, now packing 500 HP and 50 DPS, which is almost similar to a max witch in terms of HP and a max barbarian in terms of DPS. What's the best level to upgrade the snake bracelet to? So if you're wondering what level makes the snake bracelet viable, level 9 is a first big step. It provides more HP than the spiky ball, though it still lags behind in terms of DPS. If you are looking for a point where it becomes truly effective, level 21 is where it really starts to shine. The jump in stats here is bigger than the average upgrade level. Now let's talk about Snake Bracelet versus other king equipment. The closest comparison to the Snake Bracelet is the Barbarian Puppet, at least on paper, which provides 3060 HP boost to the king and an additional 1060 HP recovery at max level. That's lower than the Snake Bracelet. If you are looking at a passive equipment, Vamp Stash gives a total of 68 DPS at max level. The bracelet might beat these two, but the full picture of all the equipment might be different. In a full ranking of equipment based on DPS, HP boost, and utility, the Snake Bracelet sits somewhere between here in terms of different comparisons, offering a mix of offensive and defensive benefits. Now let's see how the snakes get spawned. They only appear when the king is taking a significant hit. Not just a minor chip of damage, but a noticeable damage. One interesting strategy is pairing the Snake Bracelet with the Vamp Stash. Since Vamp Stash heals the king over time, it could, in theory, allow for an endless stream of snakes. However, in a real attack, the king usually takes more damage than Vamp Stash can heal. A more practical use of Snake Bracelet is during funneling. The king is often deployed on the side to clear buildings, and this is where his spawned units can be most effective. When using the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots, the king often moves into the base, but the Snake Bracelet provides a more controlled way to keep the king in place while still dealing extra damage. Now that we have broken down the stats, let's talk about how the Snake Bracelet works with other Barbarian King equipment. Unfortunately, there isn't a game-changing synergy with any specific piece of gear, making this equipment a bit underwhelming in most situations. Let's go through each possible pairings and see how they stack up. On paper, combining the Snake Bracelet with the Barbarian Puppet sounds promising. Both pieces summon extra units, which should, in theory, overwhelm defenses. However, at higher Town Hall levels, neither the snakes nor the barbarians have enough HP or damage to make a real impact, making this combination more of a gimmick than a reliable strategy. On the other hand, Rage Gem speeds up the king and increases the damage. That sounds like it should help, but here's the problem. The Rage Gem affects the king only. The snakes do not receive any noticeable boost, so while the king gets stronger, the summoned snakes remain as fragile as ever. This pairing doesn't add any significant advantage, and you can skip this one. Going to the next combination, Earthquake Boots and the Snake Bracelet. Earthquake Boots can be a great tool for breaking through walls and damaging structures, but they don't synergize well, and the reason is the snakes already jump over walls, so the pairing is ineffective. Individually, both of these equipments are good, but as a pair, you might want to skip them. Pairing the Snake Bracelet with the Giant Gauntlet seems interesting at first, as the king will deal a lot more damage and get extra snakes in the battle. However, compared to other combos like the Earthquake Boots plus Spiky Ball, it doesn't offer the same level of value. It's a decent pairing but falls behind other combinations. Running Snake Bracelet alongside Spiky Ball creates a double equipment combination setup, giving the king a massive HP boost. However, the practical utility of this combo is still not that good. The king becomes tankier, but the snakes themselves remain relatively weak. There's a better combination, that is Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots. For now, the only truly viable pairing is Snake Bracelet with Vamp Stash. This combination allows the king to sustain himself while continuously spawning snakes, making him more effective for funneling rather than core fights. However, even this synergy has limits. If the king takes too much damage, Vamp Stash won't be able to keep up. This way, the bracelet loses effectiveness. As of now, the Snake Bracelet doesn't seem like a top tier choice. It's a D tier equipment that struggles to compete with King's better options. Unless pros discover a breakthrough strategy in coming weeks, it's a very average equipment. That said, grab this equipment in the current event. Although if it passes, it's not worth buying it with gems. But there's always a possibility that in future it will be buffed and it will be much more stronger. So what do you think? Do you see any potential in the Snake Bracelet? If it belongs to your vault, let me know in the comments more. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth Clash of Clans guides. See you in the next one. Bye.